Unless you're killing it at the stock market or inheriting a lot of money while traveling, you'll eventually run out of funding. That's the bitter truth. So how can you keep on funding your travels? Good news, there's a lot of options.
Hi, and welcome to lesson number 6. We hope you solved all the economy questions yesterday and are now ready to move on, because that's what we're going to do now.
Or did you just fall asleep to all the questions about money and making money? And today is going to be better. Today we're going to talk about making money while you're on the road.
This might not be an issue for all of you, because some of you maybe have earned or are going to earn all the money that you need to travel before you start traveling. And some of you might go home and earn money and go back traveling again, and some of you might only want to travel part-time, even though you might not need to earn money on the road right now. This is not a bad lesson for you, because as we have mentioned earlier many times, you can change your mind along the way, and you might be traveling forever even though it wasn't the plan. And let's be honest, money doesn't last forever, so somehow you need to earn some money on the road too if you're going to travel for a longer period of time. That's what we have done, and this is what we have done, and other suggestions.
And we've made great friends and other contacts while doing this on the road.
Our first plan was to be bloggers, write about what we were doing and make YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff. I took an education before we left in digital marketing, because I wanted to be ahead and learn something about SEO and how to do all these things that look so easy on the internet when other people do them. Let's just say it's not that easy. We still have our business going and everything on the internet, but there's a lot of competition out there. And if you know nothing about marketing yourself or creating videos or being on the internet at all, then you shouldn't count on that for earning money, unless you want to learn a lot, read a lot, and take a lot of classes. Then it's not for you, because the competition is really hard out there. It looks so easy when other people do it, but just editing a video for YouTube, it takes you several hours of editing.
And depending on the video, but it always takes more time than you expected.
Yeah. Also, writing a great blog post, it takes time, and if you don't have the heart into it, then you might as well forget it. But if you love writing and if you love editing videos, then this could be a way for you to earn money too.
You might be a natural, so it comes easy to you.
Yeah, we had to learn. We like doing it now, but we had to learn a lot at first. So you have to decide, is this for me or isn't it for me? And if it isn't for you, then there's plenty of other things you can do while you're traveling and still earn money. Maybe you're so lucky that you can actually take your education with you. You might be a graphic designer that can work digitally all around the world, from a beach or from the mountains, it doesn't matter. Or an architect who does drawings, or anything you can do digitally. That's easy for you to get a job like that. I know quite a few people who do house sitting or pet sitting. That means that they live in other people's home while they are abroad for work or vacation or long time travel, and then they stay in their house to take care of the house so it doesn't get robbed or anything. Or maybe they have some chickens or a cat or a dog or a horse that they can't bring, so they stay in this house and live there, so they might not earn money by living there, but at least they save money by not having to pay for a hotel or a tent or anything else, and they have everything they need in this house. So that's also a great way of kind of earning money, not really money, but at least saving money, and what is saved is earned. And there are Facebook pages and web pages and everything for house sitting and pet sitting all around the world. So you should check that out too if you are interested, and I know they have great fun doing it actually. I also know several people who does teaching online, and that's also a big thing because a lot of people are traveling and a lot of people want to learn. Languages, for example, is something that a lot of people is looking for teachers to do. So if you know how to speak a language fluent, then you should try teaching online. You don't need an education to do that. You can do that online without an education. I also see a lot of people looking for someone to walk their dog. It's not really a thing in Denmark, but obviously it's in the rest of the world, or at least in Europe it's a thing. So that's an easy job too. Unless you have allergies, anyone can walk a dog, and that's also a way to earn money. And if you walk several dogs, then you earn much more money. So easy. Take a walk, burn some energy, and just enjoy life and walk a dog. How hard can it be? I know I talk a lot about I see and I read and I meet on the internet, but that's because Malte is not the one in all these groups that I am.
No.
He does a lot of other things, but I'm the one who is on the internet. We all have some skills that we can use, also on the internet. You can write ebooks, or you can write travel blogs, or you can create a course and sell it online if that's what you want. That's also a way to do it.
Or maybe you got the skill of some music instrument, and we've seen all around Europe, for example, that people use their skills on a guitar or on a flute or even a kazoo and make some money on the street. That's also a possibility.
Absolutely. We've seen a guy building beautiful sandcastles, and all he had was a bucket that you could throw a few dimes into, and then you earned money to eat that way. I know it's really out of your comfort zone probably, but he was on the beach all day long and he earned some money to eat. So he didn't look poor or anything, he just enjoyed building sandcastles. Once we saw a mime, actually, when we were parked at a stop sign and waiting for a green light. There was a mime between the cars, also earning a few bucks that way. So the possibilities are endless. It's up to you and your imagination.
Even though he only had about 45 seconds before the light turned green, he was still doing a little mime over by the cars, and
he was earning money.
Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, it was.
We even seen people with guitars, and it sounded like they were learning guitars. But either way, they got some euros in they got some money in their hat just by sitting there, making some sounds and making people turn their heads and maybe break a little smile, and that's a wonderful way to make a day's living.
One of the things you should avoid while traveling and wanting to work is marketing through the phone. I've heard so many bad things about it. First of all, it pays less than nothing, and second of all, because you are abroad, and if you don't get paid, it's very hard for you to find the people who actually should have paid you. So people have bad experiences with telephone marketing out there, so don't jump into that. That's my advice.
So all this working abroad and taking small jobs everywhere, it's also good for learning language, culture, etc. And of course, the profession I have, carpenter, can always give me some work anywhere I go in the world. Everybody needs a handyman.
If you're good at being handy and you know some plumbing, I know a place like Spain, they don't really care about if you're educated or not, as long as you can do your job. So if you have some skill from home, then use it wherever you come.
Yeah.
You might also have skills from home that you may not have worked with professionally, but you can use while being on the road. I love to write. So now I'm writing articles for travel magazines, and I've written the ebook that you got for free when signing up to this course. And all of that is also a bit of money rolling in without me doing anything but writing. And it satisfies my desires for writing, but it also earns us money.
If you have a creative mind, you might want to create stuff to sell on a market. That's also an idea.
Yeah, I actually just signed up for the Christmas market here in Spain. I can't help it. I make stuff all the time. I make jewelry out of seashells, and I crochet something or anything I can get my hand on. And Malte was a bit tired because it was taking up a lot of space in the motorhome. So somehow I knew I had to sell it. We're selling some from our website, but still not enough to not take a lot of space. So I entered a Christmas market. So that's what I'm gonna do in December. I'm gonna sell it at the Christmas market, and that's also money that get us traveling more. And besides that, it's a new experience for me. I have never been to a Christmas market on the other side of the stall, so it's trying out something new and trying to sell things to Spanish people and to tourists, of course, and people who come to buy Christmas presents. But it's something new, and I learned something new, so quite looking forward to it actually.
And even after 4 years on the road, you still find it a bit hard but exciting to get new jobs like this Christmas market.
We have been working for food and stay at a stud in Spain. We had no idea about how to tend for horses, but we were thrown into it and we learned.
Actually, I was a bit scared of big horses.
I'm still scared of big horses.
Yeah.
But I've learned to work my way around them. And now we also know how to tend for cows and goats and sheep. We can herd sheep.
Yeah, chickens.
Yeah.
You name it.
All sorts of animals. How did it start?
It was a campsite owned by these elder people who I thought they needed a hand, but they were willing to do everything themselves. And then they talked about their family, and their son needed some help. Then I got to help him
with building something for the horse he had, right?
He needed a helping hand building an enclosure for his horse. And that's the way we got to know the people who owned the stud, because they were family.
And because of this work with the enclosure for the horse, we were invited to a birthday party. And at this birthday party, family came, and it turned out that some of the family, the cousin, had this big stud, and they invited us up there. And then one thing led to another, and they needed a helping hand, and we could take our motorhome up there. And then we stayed there for, how long did we stay for the first time?
3 months.
Yeah, 3 months, and learned a lot about animals and the way that the Spanish way works. And we learned about culture, and we learned a lot about the language, right?
Yeah.
We even celebrated Christmas there. So a lot of good came out of it, and we stayed for no money. There's also several Facebook groups for work, foreign work. Or you can join a local Facebook group in the area where you are and post, I need something to do. Does anybody know of anyone who has the need of me? And then there's plenty of people who will say, "Oh, I've heard that this guy over here or this guy over here has a little job," and it doesn't have to be something huge.
So remember, an open mind to other kinds of jobs, even though it doesn't look that glamorous, it could be a very good way to learn people, learn language, learn all sorts of things. And it might be a hurdle to get into it, but once you break the ice, it gets easier and easier on the way. And it's always important to have an open mind over these jobs you get in contact with, because the best way of doing it is saying, I don't know how, but I can learn. And trust me, you'll always get in some work you've never thought you would be doing and think, hey, this is kind of quite easy and it's kind of fun. Work can be fun. Mind expanding, you know. You might love going on the mountainside in Spain and pick mangoes or avocados.
Yeah, and
do it in the sun while smiling and just enjoying life. That's a way to do it as well.
A lot of farmers actually need people to pick their fruit, avocados or lemons or everything that's ripe. So it's seasonal work, but you can earn decent money by doing it.
It's not always that good payment they get, but then again you have to look at the scenery you're doing in it.
Yeah, and the experience.
Yeah.
You walk around with people from all over, and you talk to them, and you have a great laugh, and you probably served some meals in the middle of the day or something. So it's an experience, and you earn money by having this experience.
And the fantastic way of doing this is you always got the choice to move on. You're not stuck in this work forever.
No, it's, as I said, seasonal.
Yeah. And seasonal. It could be picking fruit or renting out boats or even waitering at the local bar. And all this makes you also in contact with the local people.
And maybe you don't have these skills from back home, but you can learn these things. It's just like we learned to herd sheeps. Everything is possible. You just have to be positive and embrace it and say, yeah, sure, I can do this. Can you teach me the work? And then I'll do it, and then I'll earn money. You can also get to know people by, let's say, have a favorite bar you go to in the afternoon and have a meal or a beer or something, and then you get in contact with maybe the owner or other people who are there regularly, and maybe they know about a job somewhere, and I think that's one of the best ways to get into working abroad, actually.
Just as well as it was very hard to sort out which clothes or which things you wanted to keep, it got easier on the way. The same is for the jobs abroad. It gets so much easier to go into this restaurant or going into this farm or anything you can imagine.
We come from a highly educated country in Denmark, where it's very important for people to be educated and have really big skills to do a job. But we have seen that when traveling around in Europe, as long as you have some sort of knowledge of doing something, then you can take the job. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be super skilled. You'll learn along the way. So for us, that has been a real eye-opener, that you don't have to be educated and have massive skills in something to do the job. And it's also kind of a relief.
Yeah.
Because we found out that we have so many smaller skills that actually is worth something. And the same goes for you.
Work can be fun. It's just the people you surround you with, and the places you are, and the surroundings, all in all.
So anything is possible. The only hurdle is your imagination not being imaginative enough. So you can earn money in so many ways while traveling.
And trust me, it's on the way you will get new ideas because you see, oh, I haven't seen this done before, and I can do that, or this, or this. On the travel, you will reach another kind of people and other skills that you didn't thought were possible to make money on.
Without a doubt, you have useful skills too, or you can obtain or perfect some before you go.